really good? It's your boy Young Burnt Toast, aka Young Burger Patty. Nobody wants beef. Impossible Burger. Now listen, man. Brand new Pokemon trailer dropped today. You know what that means? It means I was up at 6 a.m. to watch that shit. Now I understand that I am not the center of the universe. But damn, bro. 6 a.m. And it's not like I'm already up watching stuff at 6 a.m. I'm not. It's not like everybody else where they're likely to be awake already, going about their day. I have to get up to watch it. So if it's some bullshit, I got up at 6 a.m. for some bullshit. If I'm in Japan, I was already up, back from school, eating dinner, so it doesn't affect me. I'm just kidding. Anyways, that's all besides the point. The point is we got a new Pokemon trailer today, people. And we have a good amount of stuff to talk about. Starting with Graphia, a Pokemon I did not talk about yet because this actually dropped between this trailer and the Pokemon Worlds trailer. I just didn't think that Graphia alone was significant enough for me to drop an entire video because we don't really know much about it. We know its type, we know, its origins, I guess. It's an II, obviously, hence the name. We know that it likes to draw on things with its poison to mark its territory. But my biggest thing here, right? It's a poison normal type, which is fine. But the biggest thing about this Pokemon is that it gets Unburdened. And we all know Unburdened is lethal in the right hands. So I'm hopeful that this Pokemon will be good and competitive. Hopefully it gets something that it can do because its typing is not great. So hopefully it has something unique to it that allows it to be useful outside of just looking cool, because I do think this Pokemon looks cool. But speaking of Pokemon, I know you saw the thumbnail, bro. Oh my God, we're not gonna talk about it yet because it's the one after the next one. But holy shit, the Pokemon I saw today, bro, is absolutely gonna be the new mascot. Like, I've been rocking with Darmanitan for literally 10 years. Obviously, that's one of my favorite Pokemon. My absolute favorite Pokemon is Honchkrow. For the people that didn't know. Honchkrow's not the mascot, so people think my favorite Pokemon is Darmanitan. Darmanitan is second in line. Honchkrow is always gonna be my favorite Pokemon. That Pokemon's just fucking sick. Darmanitan and Galarian Darmanitan are following close behind Honchkrow. But I think I just saw my new favorite Pokemon today. And I'm gonna get into that after I talk about Klawf, which is a new Pokemon that we saw in the trailer today. It's a rock-type crab, and it has an absolutely incredible ability. Now, I say ability because depending on this Pokemon's stats and moves, it might not matter at all. But on paper, the ability by itself is crazy. So it's the Ambush Pokemon. It's a rock type, 4'3" in height, 174.2 pounds. It's a rock type, so it's pretty heavy. And it has the ability Anger Shell or Shell Armor. Who gives a goddamn about Shell Armor? Anger Shell, bro? Listen to this, bro. Ability, Anger Shell. Klawf's Anger Shell ability is making its first appearance in the Pokemon series. When Klawf's HP drops to half or less, the Pokemon gets angry. This lowers its defense and special defense stats, but boosts its attack, special attack, and speed stats. So it's essentially a lesser Shell Smash. But the thing is, you get it for free. You don't even have to use Shell Smash. But I guarantee you, this Pokemon also gets Shell Smash. This is a crazy ability. Depending on this Pokemon's stats and moves, this could be a very devastating ability. Because it gets plus speed, plus special attack, and plus attack for free, simply for living a hit. If it drops below half, now you gotta deal with a demon. If it gets the right moves, if it has the right stats. In my mind, a Pokemon like this should not have good stats because it gets a boost for free, right? You have to balance the Pokemon that has this broken ass ability by giving it mediocre stats. Not great stats, but mediocre stats, right? That's just in my head. I don't know. I could be wrong. They could have went balls to the wall and given this thing some crazy ass shit. Who knows? But in my mind, this Pokemon will not be very good on paper because of this ability, because that only makes sense to me. But as we know, our beloved, I couldn't even say it without laughing. Our beloved Game Freak does not like to make sense a majority of the time. Can we all agree on that? I really started laughing as soon as I was about to say that. Anyways, absolutely crazy ability. I hope that this Pokemon is not horrendous, but I don't know, because that's pretty crazy. Now, like I said, it's a lesser Shell Smash because it's only +1 in the stats that it raises. I don't know. I think that's pretty nutty. It's so weird when they make strong attacks or strong items abilities, or vice versa. Sometimes they make strong abilities items. Sometimes they make strong items abilities. Sometimes they make strong moves abilities. Sometimes they make strong moves items, which is cool because it allows more Pokemon to utilize these things. But this is kind of crazy. So if this Pokemon has any sort of decent attack, speed, special attack, anything, this ability is nuts. So I guess we'll see. But now the moment that I've been waiting for. Oh my god, bro, this Pokemon's so sick. Do you see him? This Pokemon is crazy looking. I can't even believe this is a Pokemon. People are making comparisons to Mega Man X, Mega Man, Battle Network, all that stuff, bro. And I just think this is such a cool design for a Pokemon. This is absolutely going to be on my team, even though I'm not getting Pokemon Scarlet. So if you're getting Pokemon Scarlet, be sure to let me pull up to your game and catch one of these things, because this Pokemon is so dope, bro. Holy shit. This is definitely going to be the mascot. At some point, you will see my icon change from this Galarian Darmanitan to this. Is it Armarouge? Armarouge? I don't even know how you say it. Armarouge is probably along the line. I don't know. They didn't say it out loud. So, anyways, his Pokemon is Fire and Psychic, and it has the ability Flash Fire. So he's completely immune to fire. He's Psychic. He has a lot of weaknesses: water, rock, ground, ghost, dark. He has a shit ton of weaknesses. But I'm hoping that doesn't matter because his offense will be so incredibly grand. They make him sound like he's very strong. They make him sound like he's going to be a very strong attacker. And he also has a signature move called Armor Cannon. Armor Cannon is a fire-type special move in which Armarouge moves both its pauldrons to its hands and puts its arms together to form a cannon, allowing it to shoot its own armor out as a blazing projectile. This is one of the more powerful moves that Armarouge can learn, but it lowers Armarouge's defense and special defense stats in exchange for that power. So it sounds like a special fire type close combat. Am I crazy for saying that? Because that's what it sounds like to me. Moves with 100 base power or higher typically have some sort of downside, except for Earthquake, which is why Earthquake is so consistent, because it's just 100 power, 100 accuracy, and no drawback. Close Combat, on the other hand, is base 120, 100 accuracy, and it lowers your defense and special defense. So I'm hoping this is exactly the same. Please be base 120 and lower your defense and special defense. Like, oh, bro, I'm slapping specs on this thing. I'm slapping a scarf on it, and I'm going to town. It's just that simple, bro. It's just that simple. Now, right, there is a counterpart to this Pokemon called Ceruledge. 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 Now, this one is looking more promising, I'm not gonna lie. It also looks equally as sick. I like the other one more though, but this Pokemon looks equally as sick. But it's Fire Ghost, so it has an immunity. It probably has a few more resistances than Armarouge, excuse me. And it's physical, so I know it's gonna get Swords Dance. Obviously, look at it. It's gonna get Swords Dance. It's gonna get Shadow Sneak. And then he has his signature move as well, which is crazy for a physical mon. His signature move is Bitter Blade. Bitter Blade is a fire-type physical move that gathers the lingering regrets of the fallen into Ceruledge's swords, allowing it to focus that bitterness into a slashing attack. The swords then absorb life energy from wounds they made, and the user's HP is restored by up to half the damage taken by the target. So this is a physical fire leech life or Giga Drain, whatever you want. It's the equivalent to one of those types of moves. It's a healing physical fire move. Crazy. Because you know this thing is gonna get Swords Dance. So you give it Swords Dance, and you have probably, I'm assuming it'll get Shadow Sneak. But you give it Swords Dance and Bitter Blade, and it's like using a Pokemon with Drain Punch. Like, this is crazy. This is monumental. You can switch into a fighting move and then do some damage. Like, these Pokemon are fucking sick, bro. Now, what I don't like is that as counterparts, one of them is gonna win in the like, they're counterparts, but one of them is a Ghost type. I don't know if these Pokemon are meant to fight each other, or maybe they're meant to like just be. I mean, obviously, one of them's in Pokemon Violet, one of them's in Pokemon Scarlet. I don't know if these Pokemon are meant to fight each other, but I feel like one of them's gonna be better than the other for sure. And it's probably gonna be Ceruledge. Is that gonna stop me from using Armarouge? Hell nah. But I feel like competitively, Ceruledge will be better just from what I'm looking at. I haven't seen these Pokemon in action. I haven't used them. I haven't seen their stats. But one of them definitely seems better than the other. Because I know this Pokemon's gonna get Swords Dance. It has a move that heals him. That's a stab move. That's a fire move. And it'll probably get Shadow Sneak. Because why wouldn't it? It's a physical Ghostmon. It'll probably get physical Ghost moves. Should be, you know, one of the most prominent being Shadow Sneak. So I guess we'll see. Now, the new Pokemon aside, we have some new characters to look at. We have been shown the Grass type gym leader from Artisan Town. They didn't really show us much about this guy. He looks kind of sickly. He looks kind of old. He sent out a Smoliv, so he probably not shit. He's probably like the first gym leader or something. And that's really all we know about him. They didn't show us too much about him. We saw Geeta, who is the chairwoman of the Pokemon League and is also apparently a very, very strong trainer. And then we saw Mela, who is the most significant out of the characters we were shown today, if you ask me. Simply because she is the boss of the quote-unquote evil team. Whatever you want to call them, the evil team. And she got the Kanye West boots on. Her boots are going all the way up to her fucking thighs. The top of her thighs. Way too big, but that's what's up. If she can carry those around, that's what's up. She looked pretty cool in the trailer. She was on top of the big ass car that we've been seeing in every fucking trailer. She was the one operating it. Also, not shown or not specifically mentioned in the trailer, the engine on top of the car is absolutely a Pokemon, like clear as day. The official artwork has a tongue sticking out of it. It has an eye, it has a mouth. That Pokemon is controlling that car, and that's her Pokemon, presumably. I'm sure they won't tell us that until, you know, some point in the game story or whatever, but it's clear as day that that's a Pokemon. And she looks like a feisty one, so beat her ass, I guess. I don't know. She ripped up her damn school outfit. Now, last but not least, we got to talk about this new feature that they've added into the game. You can tell your Pokemon to run around and roam independent of you, which is cool because now you don't need to focus so heavily on farming or grinding, I should say. You can actually send your Pokemon out to battle wild Pokemon independent of what you're doing, which is crazy because I never thought we'd see this in a Pokemon game. I don't have to focus on running around and leveling up. My Pokemon can go fight other Pokemon on their own. They can also pick up items. They can earn experience points, which I just said. They can do a bunch of stuff independent of me. And they showed some of it in the trailer, and it looked pretty cool. There was a fight where the main character was fighting like multiple Houndours at once. Houndour? I don't even know. But yeah, he was fighting multiple Houndours at once with two different Pokemon. So it wasn't like a double battle. It was like he was walking in the overworld and his Pokemon were fighting right in front of him. It was kind of crazy. And hopefully that opens up more possibilities. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a different way to play the game. That changes a lot, honestly, because they've never done this before. Like, I'm assuming you won't be able to just get super strong just from sending your Pokemon out like this. I'm assuming you'll have to do some type of work at some point. But the possibilities are cool. Like, I don't know. I think that's pretty dope. Anyways, that's all we had for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be down there as usual. Shout out all my Armarouge lovers and supporters and endorsers. I'm gonna be right here with y'all. That's definitely the mascot. I will find one of those as soon as humanly possible in the game as well. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Bye.